Hey guys, welcome to Chess Unlimited. Today I'm gonna show you one more game from the FIDE World Cup 2021. This game is between Alireza Firouzja and Sindarov. The time control was 10 minutes plus 10-second increment. Firouzja was playing as white and he started with d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight f3, bishop g7. This is a King's Indian defense. e4, trying to control the center. d6, knight f3, castle short, bishop e2, c5, d5, keeping the center closed and also not allowing the knight to go to c6, e6, knight d2, knight b d7, castle short, e5, a3, knight e8 with the idea of pushing this pawn and start the attack on the king side, b4, f5, rook b1, knight e f6, knight b5 threatening to take this pawn, knight e8 to defend the pawn, queen c2, b6, knight goes back to c3, queen e7, bishop b2, finally developing the bishop and connecting the rooks, f4, bishop g4, knight c7, knight b5, offering the trade of knights, knight takes b5, Sindarov accepts and captures the knight, c takes b5, Firouzja also captures, knight f6, attacking the bishop, bishop takes e8, rook a takes e8, rook b c1, queen d7, attacking the b5 pawn and also with the idea of maybe bring the queen to the king side, queen d3, f3, Sindarov decides to sacrifice the pawn. The idea here is that he opens up the column for the rook and also he can maneuver the knight to h5 and then to f4. That is a very good place for the knight. Knight takes f3. Firouzja takes with the knight to keep the queen defending the b5 pawn. Knight h5, knight g5, knight f4, threatening to take the queen. Here, it's not possible to continue defending the pawn, because if the queen goes to c4, black has a discovery attack with c takes b4, and after queen takes b4, the knight can go to e2, check, and it's a fork on the king and the rook. So he played queen d1. Now queen takes b5, a4. a4 was a bad move that allowed queen takes b4 with no clear compensation for white. Bishop c3, queen c4. Here Sindarov wants to play knight e2, check, and it's a fork on their king and rook. Firouzja cannot defend with rook e1 because it's a fork on d3. So he played rook c2, but this move allowed queen takes the a4, bishop d2, and h6. The knight is defending the pawn. So h6 to force the knight to move and to capture the pawn with the queen. Now bishop takes f4, h takes g5, bishop takes g5, and queen takes e4. Rook e1 attacking the queen, queen goes to f5, h4, bishop f6. Sindarov wants to trade pieces because he already has a clear advantage. Bishop h6, rook f7, g3, and queen h5, once again trying to trade pieces. Queen c1, rook h7, bishop e3, and bishop takes h4, sacrificing the bishop, but if white captures, it's a forced checkmate. For example, if g takes h4, then queen g4, check, king f1, rook takes h4, f4, queen f3, check, the king goes to g1, and rook h1 mate. The king has no place to go. So Alireza played queen d1 instead, and the game continues with queen takes d1, rook takes d1, bishop f6. Firouzja tried to play for a few more moves, but the position was already very bad for him. Rook a1, rook b7, rook a6, king f7, king g2, king e7, rook c a2, putting pressure on the h7 pawn. Sindarov defended with rook c, c7, bishop d2, b5, bishop a5, attacking the rook, rook d7, f4, b4, rook e2, and rook b5. At this point, the bishop has no square to go, and if the rook moves, he loses the bishop. So Alireza played g4, king f7, rook f2, e4, and here Alireza Firouzja resigns. After this game, they played one more that ended in a draw, so Sindarov won the match and is qualified to continue on the World Cup. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us a lot. And I'm gonna be posting more videos from the World Cup in the next days. So thanks for watching and see you soon.